With the CrossFit Open coming up so soon, preparing for the Open is probably one of the toughest things. As we know, you never actually do know what the workout could be, what movements could come up, but I've compiled a list of the most common movements that will more than likely to show up in the Open. What's up, beasts? If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you've never been to the channel before. Let's get straight into it. Boom. CrossFit Open 2020, 3 weeks away. What movements are likely to come in the Open? Go. So, honorable mention is going to start with some movements that have been there quite often, they're consistently there, or they've been showing up every year in the recent past, and you're more likely to see them there, but they're not the best, the most likely, the most common movements in the Open. First one, we're going to be dumbbell walking lunges. We've seen them for the last 3 to 4 years, back to back. We've had 200 feet, we've had 50 feet, we've had different variations of the walking lunge. Good chance it might be in there. Calorie row has been in every single year since 2014. So there's a good chance that I add the calorie row. It's just an easy system, an easy counting system for them. Also great cardio. And it was the starter movement in the last Open workout, the 19.1 with the row and wall balls. Other movements include things like cleans and snatches. They've both been in the Open 8 times each, with possibly 1 year here and there that they didn't show up. And that's also a variation of cleans and snatches, power, squat, whichever. 8 times in the Open in total, so expect barbell to be in there with either a clean or a snatch. Deadlifts and handstand push-ups. Say these because it's just Diane. It's always good to think about Diane, but not in any particular order, but they've had deadlifts 7 times, and they've also had handstands 5. With the revelation of a strict handstand push-up, we're more than likely to see another handstand push-up coming this year. And the deadlift, I mean, it's a functional movement in CrossFit. It's a staple movement. Good chance it's going to be in there. Let's get into the proper list. So the actual 6 movements that I'm guaranteeing to be in the Open, guaranteeing with a touch of salt, so please don't roast me if you don't see them, but these are the movements that you should prepare for based on past workouts and statistics. Let's go. All right, first movement, double unders. Of course, the cat and nine tails of CrossFit, probably one of the most frustrating movements for most average people to experience, but it is a coordination movement. It comes down to timing, coordination, accuracy, and balance. So it's one of those things where you can actually practice this movement for the next couple of weeks and get better at it. So my suggestion to you, double unders, definitely get better at them. Spend the next 3 weeks practicing once a day, 5 to 10 sets of just max effort. And once you start to get more than 1, 2, 3, 4, start to lower that down to sets of 5, sets of 10, things that you can consistently hit. You need to improve on the double unders. They're going to be in there. I'm pretty 100% sure that they're going to be in there. So get better at double unders. Number 2, toes to bar. Very similar to double unders. It is more of a skill-based movement. Yes, there's a strength component to it. Yes, it has a good technique to it that you require. Adding those 2 things together will make the perfect toe to bar. But at the same time, toes to bar has been in every single year of the Open. So be prepared for a toe to bar. Work on your kip. If it's not the grip strength or the pulling strength, work the kip, get better at the kip. If it is the strength side of things, I mean, it's a little bit late to start, but what you can do is work towards trying to get 1, 2, 3, etc. Trying to get a few reps out so that you're not going to sit at that bar, be like, well, my workout's over, moving on to scaled, knees to elbow, etc. See if you can extend that stay in RX a little bit longer, get yourself a better score. Number 3, the dreaded, the one and only, the worst movement to come up for most people, but my personal favorite, the thruster. Now, if we've seen or we haven't seen my 5 things that ruin CrossFit video, check it out. I do talk about how every 0.5 workout since the start of the Open has had thrusters in it. None the same. Thrusters probably will be somewhere chucked into the Open, most likely 0.5, most likely, I mean, 9 years in a row, why not make 10? Just do it, Dave Castro, you piece of shit. But thrusters, more likely to be in there at a light to moderate weight. Never really had heavy thrusters, so just be prepared for that, and it's normally cupped or trioed with other movements that are going to suck. So prepare to hurt, get ready for the thrusters. Going with thrusters is chest to bar pull-ups. Every year there's been a chest to bar. Reason why there's chest to bars and not normal pull-ups or strict pull-ups is just because it's easier to score, easier to look at a video and be like, that is a rep, your chest touches the bar. Pretty straightforward. I mean, not all of us are Brooke Wells, back of the room cameras, but it's fairly easy to tell whether your chest hits the bar or not. So that's why they have chest to bars. It's mostly been cupped with thrusters, but there's been a few workouts like overhead squats chest to bars and lunging chest to bars, burpees that they've had the chest to bars apart from the thrusters, but there's a good chance it's going to be in there. And if anyone did 9.5 last year, you realize how much they do suck with thrusters, so that's why they're going to keep them with it. So be prepared for a chest to bar pull-up. 5 will be burpees. Now, they've had a few variations of burpees. They've had just standard burpees alone, max effort burpees, 7 minutes of max effort, burpees to a 6-inch touch, burpee box jump overs, and bar facing burpees. But they're all burpees. I mean, sugarcoat it any way you want, it's still a fucking burpee, so be prepared for burpees. Best way to prepare them is just do more burpees. Just become more conditioned to it, and especially if it's a bar facing burpee, they did allow the step technique to come back in. I don't specifically tell people to practice that shit, but just be more ready to be able to efficiently move your bar facing burpees. Final fucking movement. The most common movement in the open, the only movement that has appeared more than once in the same year, the movement that has had 10 appearances in 9 years of the CrossFit Open, and it is muscle ups. Crazy actually to think about it. I thought personally the first time muscle ups actually properly came in was 15.3 when it started in the first workout. Now you might be like, Ty, but that was ring muscle ups. There's been bar muscle ups too. Muscle ups is muscle ups, whether it's on the bar or the rings. Yes, ring muscle ups do appear to be harder for most people than bar muscle ups. For me personally, my max effort on both is only separated by about 2 or 3 reps, but it does seem to be harder to do ring muscle ups. Yes, I understand that, but they're still muscle ups. They still require similar techniques, there's similar movements. Be prepared for a muscle up, whether it's bar or ring. If you can't do either, be prepared to scale. You might fluke your first muscle up on the day, and many people do, but don't be prepared to start a workout that knowing that you may or may not get that rep. Give it a go on the day, a couple of attempts, but if you can't get the muscle up, scale the workout, because last thing I want to see is people in the open spending all their time looking at the rings and not getting it. There's a famous case a couple of years ago in that 15.3 workout, and I had to score someone who stood there for an hour trying to get their first muscle up, and that was it. An hour as a judge watching someone fail muscle ups. Not fun. So that's going to be the top movements that I expect to show up in the CrossFit Open this year. I have 20/20 vision. Do you? Leave a comment down below if there's any movements I left out that you think will be in the open, or if there's going to be something that's going to come up that you think was worth mentioning. Otherwise, if you like the video, hit subscribe, follow the content, get on it, stay a beast.
On offense, no defense, stood strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this, now they wish they could beat this. Tables set, now tables turn. Guys playing, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you.